Alright folks, this is JCTheSniper coming to you once again, this time with another gun review, the Makarov PM Russian service pistol. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started on this. Philosophy of use for this particular gun was intended to be a service pistol, and it was for a long time. This was the pistol that was issued, I'm not sure if it's still issued, but for a long time this was the standard issue sidearm for the Russian military. So this is what they carried in their holsters. It was a holster gun. I have some reservations in its use for that. In fact, I would hate to carry this gun as my service pistol. I think whoever made that decision made a very poor one. But you know, that's what they did. So intended philosophy of use was service pistol. I'm going to say this is better for concealed carry, perhaps home defense, not a service pistol. Not a go-to-war gun, but for a concealed carry gun, it's decent. So that's the philosophy of use we'll be discussing it in today. I'll talk a little bit about why I don't think this is a good service pistol, and we'll talk about how it might be good for a concealed carry gun. So first of all, size of this pistol. Size is actually pretty good. It's a compact gun. It's very small. For comparison, I've got my Glock 19, and both these weapons have been safety checked. There's no magazine in there. That's empty. And no magazine in this one. It is empty as well. So, both of them safety cleared. If you look at these side by side, you can see that the Makarov is a little bit shorter there. You can see there it's a little bit shorter, and it doesn't have quite as much height, and it's also a little bit skinnier than the Glock 19. So Glock 19, compact Glock. This is the compact version of the 17, and this is a little bit smaller than that. So it's a compact weapon. And that's good. It's a good size if you want to stick that, you know, inside the waistband carry. That's good. So you put it in something like this, you know, and slide it inside your waistband. That's doable. You know, that's not that thick. And it's small enough that you could easily conceal that in your pants, or, you know, in a jacket or something. So good size. I like the size of this gun. I think it's a good size for what it is. For a concealed carry use. If I were gonna have this as a service pistol, I'd probably want it to be a little bit bigger. Though it does fit, you know, the size isn't bad in hand, but if I'm gonna have a service pistol, I don't want a compact gun. I'm gonna have a full-size gun. You know, that's just my opinion on the matter. Weight is decent. I'm not going to say great, because it just isn't. This gun weighs 26 ounces. And most of that weight comes because this is an all-steel gun. Polymer here for the handle wraps, but the frame is steel, the slide is steel, the barrel is steel, everything on this gun, other than that piece, it pretty much is steel. The magazine's steel construction. It is cut away, and that saves weight. This is actually a very light magazine, but it's still steel. Even the follower there, you see, is steel. So everything in this gun is steel, and that adds weight. So it makes this compact weapon weigh in at 26 ounces versus the Glock 19, which is 20.5 ounces. And we've talked about this is a little bit bigger gun, but it has this polymer frame. Basically everything below the slide is polymer. The mags are steel lined polymer, so they're pretty light. You know, these mags, this Makarov magazine is actually a little bit heavier than this magazine, even though this is a single stack and this is a double stack. So, you know, you save a lot of weight with this Glock because of the polymer frame. So essentially 20.5 ounces, I can carry this Glock and my full-size tactical folder, Columbia River knife and tool, M16, which you've seen me review. This weighs in at 3.8 ounces, so I can carry this gun and this knife and an extra magazine for the same weight of this, you know, so it loses a little bit there. Not a bad weight, you know, for the time when this came out, which, you know, this was designed in World War II era, so back then, not bad. And it's still not terrible today. You can carry that. I mean, 26 ounces, maybe more than a Glock, but it's not more than a SIG, you know. So, you can carry this. Not too heavy for that. Firepower, I think the firepower stinks, personally. It's just awful. There's your magazine, single stack, that holds 7 rounds. Plus 1 in the chamber, you've got 8 rounds. Using the Glock 19 example again, because it's a 9mm compact pistol, so I think a fair comparison. Double stack magazine, I've got 15 plus 1. So we've got 16 rounds in the Glock, and we've got 8 in the Makarov. So Glock wins because it has double the capacity of rounds. Twice as much firepower, just in numbers. So twice as many rounds you can put downrange. For a service pistol, that is horrible. If this were my service pistol, I would be upset. I would do anything I could not to carry this gun. If it meant buying my own gun and my own ammo all the time, I would do that rather than carry this Makarov, because 7 rounds in my magazine is not enough for a service pistol, I don't think. It's just not. Now, for concealed carry, 8 rounds is not too bad. You can do better, but, you know, it's not bad. These days, 15 is pretty much standard. But I'd take 8, you know. It's probably adequate. Another thing of firepower is the actual round itself. This is the 9x18 Makarov. This is the 9x19 Parabellum. Standard 9mm round. As you can see, much smaller round here for the 9x18. It's a smaller chunk of lead, not as heavy, not as much powder. So it's just not as big a round. This is almost, just for some comparison, this is almost exactly the same size as a 380 auto. They're hard to tell apart if you put them next to each other. So basically, you've got a 380 auto versus a 9mm. And I like the 9mm cartridge better than the 380 auto. Now, is this adequate for self-defense? Probably. I mean, if you do your part with this gun, that 9x18 round will kill someone. That'll knock someone down if you hit them properly. If you make hits in the chest, in the head, you know, the central nervous system, CNS, that could solve your problem. Will this be better? Yeah, that's a better round. It's bigger, it's faster. It's just going to do more damage than that. But, you know, this is probably adequate. So, you know, just a little bit of a hit on firepower. A major hit with the number of rounds, because I think 7 rounds is crap. I would not want to carry that, particularly as a service pistol. And when I can carry my Glock 19, I'd rather have my Glock 19 than this. So, you know, it is what it is. And this is, by the way, not my gun. So don't assume I own everything, because I don't. Not my pistol. Someone else's pistol. I'm not going to tell you whose, but it isn't mine. So anyway, hopefully he's not too upset about the trashing I'm giving it. Alright, got a lot more to cover. We'll have to get to it in part 2. So, stay tuned.